Welcome to a new video. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how nervous system regulation completely changed my life in 30 days after heartbreak. I remember the first time I started learning about nervous system regulation. It was the beginning of 2019, late 2018 maybe. And I was going through a very difficult time in my life. Everything was falling apart basically, including my physical health. I was struggling with so much chronic pain, and I was like, no, there has to be something else. I used to go to physicians and they would just give me painkillers and like medications. They would put me on medications. I was like, I can't live the rest of my life on medications, and I'm way too young to start this at this age. So I started digging. I was like, there has to be another way. So I started digging, and I came across meditation, relaxation, breath work, and all the ways in which we can achieve the nervous system regulation. First thing I did is that I started reading more about that. I started watching videos, and I made a commitment to myself. I said to myself, you know what? I am going to meditate every single day for the next year, and I'm not going to miss a day no matter what is going on in my life. And I kept that promise to myself. So since January 2019 until today, I have not missed a day of meditation. I meditate every single day. And I cannot tell you this is by far the number one thing that has changed my life. So if I have to recommend one thing that got me to the best shape, the best person, the best version of myself in all aspects of life, I would say number one is meditation, nervous system regulation. And the reason is because over time and throughout our years, and actually it starts from childhood, every single time we go through a stressful situation, what happens is that emotions get locked in our bodies. So, for example, imagine yourself going through a difficult situation, right, where you experienced any kind of grief, sadness, anger, fear. The emotions that you experienced at that given moment, it got locked in to your body, and it's still there. And what happens is that this locked energy inside is the reason our physical health deteriorates, is the reason why we feel bad about ourselves, the reason for most of the mental health issues that we struggle with. And stress, when we carry that for a long time, when we live from this state for a long time, then it becomes who we are. So we start mixing up this state, these emotions that we learned and picked up through our lives as a result of the unpleasant experiences that we've been through, with who we are. But we are not any of that. All of this, the thoughts, the feelings, and even the behaviors that we demonstrate as a result of this cycle of thoughts and feelings, all of these are patterns that we learn because we kept repeating over and over again. And any pattern is like a habit. You can create a habit, but you can also break a habit if you want to. So I'm here to tell you that, especially if you are someone with an anxious attachment style. I'm telling you, the feelings, the anxiety that you're feeling after heartbreak, the pain, the struggle, the grief, the difficulty letting go, the rumination, this whole overthinking and obsession with the relationship that you're experiencing, this difficulty letting go, the guilt, the shame, fear of being alone, the self-doubt, the low self-esteem, all of these things that you're experiencing right now create feelings which we describe as a certain emotion, like the labels that I mentioned right now. And all of this is created and locked in our physical body. The only way to let this energy out so that we start feeling better, so that we start making better decisions, and we start creating patterns that really serve us, is through nervous system regulation. This is not a logical or intellectual process. Reframing is fantastic. Changing the meaning is amazing. All of the logical and mental things and mindset tactics and strategies that you can do, they are all great. They're all fantastic, but none of them is going to get you to a state of peace, a state of acceptance, a state of knowing that you are enough and being able to choose yourself even when no one else does. I'm telling you, one of the most fantastic feelings that you can experience as a result of this nervous system regulation is the feeling of safety, the feeling of peace that you are going to experience. After you feel this, nothing else is going to even compare to that. I mean, think about it. Why do we want a love relationship? Why do we want to be with someone else? Because we think that when we are with this person, we're going to feel a certain way, right? So what we are after is the feeling, is the emotion, is the state, not necessarily the person. And the reason is because sometimes we end up with the wrong person, but we keep holding on to the relationship, thinking that this is the ultimate safety outlet that we have been looking for our entire lives. But I'm here to tell you, you are not after the person, you're after the state. So if you can create the state on your own, that's when you detach from the need of having someone in your life to give you that feeling. This is not to say that you have to spend the rest of your life alone. I'm not promoting, being single. That's not the point. But wanting a relationship and working to get a relationship from a place of safety, from a place of confidence is completely different from wanting a relationship from a place of fear, from a place of scarcity, from a place of needing and wanting someone else to make us feel safe and supported. So I'm here to tell you that if I can recommend you one thing and only one thing and nothing else, I would recommend that you start taking time every single day to sit down in silence, play some relaxing music, and give your nervous system some time to calm down, to regulate itself. And I'm telling you, you will never regret it. Let me know in the comments below if you find any of this useful, and I'll catch you up in our next video. Take care of yourself.